So that's basically the big thing we're gonna see. It's not immediate, but it will come. Today we already have applications where we use cloud computing. For example, you know, when you do very complicated finite element analysis or these kind of things. So what you do today is you define basically kind of the scenario, then you send it off to the cloud. You know, the model gets calculated in a data center, and then you get the result back. So that's what we do today, but I think, you know, the next step is even kind of more bold. So I just want to kind of give you an example of customers or of a customer who is using our technology, specifically in the area of clean tech, here renewable energy. So what you see here is a device which is actually converting wave energy into electrical energy. And these things, they get mounted at the bottom of wind turbines, right? So it basically kind of, you know, it's a combination. On the upper side you have a wind turbine, and on the bottom you have this wave thing. So the challenge here is, I mean, this device is about 50 meters long, and it weighs about 300 tons. And it's basically built by a company called Green Ocean Energy, and they are based in Scotland. Now, I think it's very obvious, before you put out this device to the harsh ocean conditions, you better make sure that it's working, right? So this is kind of, you know, where prototyping comes in. So it's, you know, these things kind of, they get analyzed, you know, really kind of need to pass thorough, really kind of testings before they kind of get actually kind of installed. So, you know, I think this is just an example to show you how important digital prototyping is for these type of projects, right? Specifically in the area of clean tech as well. Now we're getting a little bit theoretical now for the next 2-3 slides. I just want to really kind of explain what are the challenges today when you look at typical product development. When even in top performing manufacturing companies, I think you have big issues today. And when you look at a typical product development process, I mean, you have here 6 stages. I just make it a little bit less complicated. Usually you see 3 stages in the product development process, right? First phase is the concept design. This is where somebody takes a request from the market or a request from the customer, and based on that request, they build a product, just build something. Then that thing gets into engineering, right? People think about it, and they do the detailed design, do the simulation and analysis type of thing, and then it gets manufactured. The trouble, what we see today is that, as I said, even in high-performing companies, you know, you see a big issue with disconnected work groups, right? You have somebody doing the design, and he's completely disconnected from the guy who is later on doing the engineering, and the same for manufacturing. And when you analyze this, it's basically resulting in something you can see here. So on the bottom, on the green line is, you know, the digital knowledge you're building up through the process, and the blue one is basically the cost involved. So you see the first phase, you know, we build up knowledge, digital knowledge, and the cost going up. Now, when you move then your project from phase 1 to phase 2, due to, you know, inefficiencies in process or you know, whatever kind of incompatibility with systems, you know, you lose a lot of digital content. It needs to be rebuilt because people are using probably different systems and things like that. So costs going up, but the content first of all goes down, and you need to rebuild it, you need to invest a lot, right? Or you have basically these areas here where, you know, for example, when an engineering system is not talking to the electrical system and these kind of things, so it also kind of creates issues. Or specifically then when you move to the manufacturing area, right? Whenever you're building a physical prototype, you're actually losing digital content, which needs to be built up later again. So this is really kind of a problem. And this is why, you know, digital prototyping not only helps you to save costs. I mean, the real driver for saving costs is really kind of avoiding to build physical prototypes. And you know, the concept behind digital prototyping is very simple. The idea really is, you know, you start digital right from the beginning, and you work on one digital model. You're not changing the model. You work on one model, you do the concept design, then this model is taken to engineering, you do the engineering work there, you do the simulation on the same model, you take it to manufacturing, and also here, for example, you know, when you think about visualization, we also take the same model to produce our marketing material and our sales material, right? And this process really kind of helps to significantly shorten the time to market, and of course, you know, obviously it's also helping to save a lot of cost. And the net result, of course, of this is this, right? So, you know, digital knowledge, you know, if you really properly implement process and behave and use it accordingly, so, you know, digital content is growing continuously while costs are staying on a moderate level. That's really kind of the whole idea behind this thing. Now, let me shift gears now and talk a little bit about sustainability and our approach to sustainability and clean tech at Autodesk. So as you saw, Autodesk is a big company, and we thought about, you know, how we can support, you know, sustainability on one side and clean tech on the other side. Actually, we have, you know, two ways basically we can engage here. So first of all, you know, we're trying to run a responsible business at Autodesk. So that means one of our big objectives is helping really kind of to face one of our generation's most pressing problem, which is of course global warming. And at Autodesk we actually can do this in two ways. One way, of course, is, you know, to basically optimize our own organization in order to leave, you know, the least carbon footprint possible, right? So this means, you know, we're reducing traveling and installing video conferencing systems, these kind of things, just kind of, you know, shifting from what we did in the past to really kind of be more conscious in terms of what we're doing today as an organization. We're also analyzing our office buildings and optimizing them as shown before. But I mean, the much more impact we can have on the other side, and this is really making available technology to our customers that enables them to design sustainable products. And as you saw before, we talked about we have 10 million people using our software every day. Engineers, designers, all these type of people, architects. And the 10 million are just the people who pay for the software. When you think about all the others who are also using the software but haven't forgot to pay yet. So, I mean, you know, in areas like, you know, more Russia, China and so on, I think we believe that we probably have more than 30 million users. Okay? When you think about all these people, you know, building their products and their projects, that's unbelievable. This is really a huge amount of things kind of that get created. And therefore, you know, our mission is really kind of to enable our users to design sustainable products and projects by really giving them the right tools. The right tools means, you know, tools to analyze, you know, what they're doing, tools provide intelligence in terms of, you know, for the materials they're using, right? So when a designer, for example, designs a game controller, he should know, you know, which material, which plastic he should choose, kind of which is the one that kind of is less harmful to the environment as compared to the other, right? So therefore, our mission is really to enable our customers to make conscious decisions, make good decisions in order kind of to build the right product and projects. Now, one thing we also observed is, specifically in the area of clean tech, a lot of technology, new technology is driven out of young companies, startup companies, who have great ideas, but they all have one thing in common, and this is they have no money. Okay, so therefore they cannot use the best tools. They have great ideas, but, you know, unfortunately they cannot use the best tool. This is a shame, specifically in the area of clean tech, because we want to drive and help drive innovation in clean tech. So this is why we came up with a program, and this is what we talk about next. The program is called the Autodesk Clean Tech Partner Program, okay? Focusing on startup companies, and what we want to do there, or what we're actually doing there. It's already kind of, you know, in place for a while, and it's actually tremendously successful. So we've got a lot of startup companies already on the program. So what we're doing there is, on one side, you know, we're creating this community of startup companies who are working on technologies and ideas that help face, you know, these big problems. We want to kind of encourage, you know, exchange and, you know, people work together. That's the one thing. But the other thing, and this is kind of short term, I think more important for the startup entrepreneurs, is that we provide them our software for free. Okay. So usually, of course, you know, we are focusing on the education market. You know, students in universities and so on. They anyway kind of, you know, use our software free of charge. On the other side, you know, we're working with large companies and, you know, which have the means to pay for it, but in between there's this gap. And, you know, for these companies now, we have this program, and this actually, you know, I mean, in essence, you know, we provide them software, and this software grant can go up to 120,000 euros.